Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to talk about Desantis and a few other things that are going on with a straw poll. And see who are favoring who here. So we'll go right into it. No fluff today. Desantis beats Trump in Western Conservative Summit's 2024 straw poll. This is the second time that Desantis beat Trump in the conference annual straw poll. In this year's poll, 71% said they supported DeSantis' presidential run, and 67% wanted Trump to run again. And Denny's were allowed to choose more than one candidate, though, according to a report from Mediaite. Support for both candidates appeared to have dipped. However, when looked at last year's poll numbers, the Florida governor previously received 74% support to Trump's 71%. Trailing a distance behind the two Republicans were names like Senator Ted Cruz, who received 29% support, and former Trump White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who got 18%. She is currently running for governor in Arkansas. Ben Carson also appeared on the list, receiving 24% backing. In May, Tim Casper previously reported DeSantis bested Trump as a top pick for 24 in Wisconsin to Republican straw poll. Straw poll? Okay, what's here? Sorry, people. When presented with a hypothetical 2024 GOP field, nearly 38% of the attendants backed DeSantis, while Trump came in second at 32%. None of the other possible candidates made it out into double digits. Ways Politics reports that 43% of the participants said they want Trump to run again, while just less than 32% were opposed and 22% indicated that they were unsure. DeSantis also recently caught up to Trump as the front-runners predicted for odds of winning the 24 election. Both DeSantis and Trump's shares were trading at 28 cents, while President Joe Biden trailed behind it at 23 cents. Trump has recently seen a bump in the odds and is now at 29 cents, and DeSantis at 27 cents. The other two have officially announced that they are running in 24, though Trump has repeatedly heavily implied that he will be. In February, Trump stated that he has already won twice and that he will be doing it again for a third time during his speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference. We did it again. We did it twice, and we'll do it again. We're going to be doing it again a third time, Trump said to massive applause. All right. So, guys, I'll be laying out a few of my personal preferences and kind of opinions on this a bit, and kind of see where I lie in this. I personally believe that Ron DeSantis is a better pick for this, and I'll kind of explain why. A lot of the left kind of just hate Trump in general, right? So Trump, even though I agree that he would be a great addition, way better than, I would say, Biden, but I don't think Trump, in terms of actual communicating and all this other stuff, is as high or as valued as DeSantis is. I think DeSantis has done, honestly, I would say he's probably done a bit more in terms of fighting the far left than Trump has when he was in presidency, and I think that's a big thing. And this is no fault to Trump, really. It's just more on the fact that I think DeSantis is a better political speaker. I think he's a bit more what you would say gun-ho than Trump, where he really speaks his mind. He kind of just says every kind of like slander or whatever in the book. And honestly, I don't think we really want that, particularly as a president, just because of how the left reacts. DeSantis, when he comes on to play and whatever, the left, yes, they go after him, right? But he makes quick, witty comebacks, and he doesn't get completely outright with the whole situation, whereas Trump would, and that's part of the reason why Trump didn't do well in terms of presidency, because this was mouth. And I mean his mouth being more very much as. Now, I know I agree with everyone is, who cares? Who cares? His results pay for what it is, and he was a very good president, and I don't care what he says. And be honest with you guys, I agree with you, and I don't care what he says either. The results that he did was the results that we should have, that we sing, right? We sing good results. He did not really hurt us. I mean, the only time it did hurt us in terms of money or whatever was when COVID, but there was no prediction there. We can't really blame him for that because, well, that was unexpected. But we weren't nowhere near the dire straits that we are today. But again, DeSantis, I think, in my personal opinion, has more charisma, has more a better outline of speech. I think he's actually done more for fighting back against the far left than Trump has, and that's what we want. Now, granted, if we're going to talk about men's rights and stuff like that, I don't know of how far he would go with that, both Trump or DeSantis. To be honest with you, I think there needs to be a lot of changes. I think there's need to be a lot of changes in marriage in general, which I'll probably be going over with you guys as a special type of episode, probably either today or tomorrow, where I'll go about kind of where marriage is and why some men are actually leaving it, because I think it'll be an interesting type of video to put out. But to not get too far from the topic, I think just DeSantis is just a better pick overall. I don't want to say that, either one is necessarily a bad pick. I think they're both really good picks. I think DeSantis is just better. Now, if we're going to go down to Ted Cruz, I don't know. I think he's okay, but here's the problem that I have with Ted Cruz. And this goes down with a lot of other Republicans that I've seen besides, DeSantis and Trump and maybe a few others that have done this, all right? I think that Ted Cruz, he has good merit, but he doesn't really put his foot where his mouth is, right? Like, he has power, and he doesn't really do anything to try to use that power to help people. He says a lot of things, but he doesn't act on it. DeSantis, he says a lot of things, and he acts on it. And that's something that I want. When we're going to combating the left, we can't compromise, we can't do anything. We have to do the best that we can because they're actively destroying this country, and you can't just be slow and silent or whatever. So I would agree DeSantis is the best pick. Unfortunately, the problem I would have with DeSantis leaving is he leaves Florida, which he may leave to a Democratic person coming into play, but I don't know about that one because it seems like Florida has a taste of what's there. And I think even after like a year or so of Democratic rule of DeSantis not being there in terms of what's going on, I think you'll see a lot of hate because Democrats are doing it the wrong way, and I want to see there's going to be a lot of flip side. But I mean, that's my personal opinion on who I think would be better. I personally think DeSantis would be better. But Trump is not a bad case. Also, and DeSantis is also younger than Trump, right? So we don't know any underlying health problems. I mean, yeah, Trump's healthy now, but we don't know anywhere in the future in the next 4 years on how that's going to underlie. So just in terms of age-wise, I think DeSantis is also significantly better in that aspect. However, I could see people's point of view why they would want Trump. And I'll put this here. Some people may want Trump, and I would agree in this aspect, is that they would want Trump for 4 years, and then after the 4 years, Trump is done, right? We put in DeSantis, and that gives us about 12 or so years of, if we vote correctly, of actual Republican stuff being in and seeing on how we can change that. Now, see, that would be the best of both worlds, right? Because that would mean that we would have 12 or so years, if we voted correctly and all that, of the actual United States trying to be benefit. And I would like to see on the actual damage the actual healing and non-damage that's been done in terms of the country when we have a Republican person in for 12 years and seeing how much the people flourish. Now, again, this goes down with actual peace in general, and I think peace has done a lot of. I'm not saying should be against peace, but a lot of the peace and non-combative stuff has really. It kind of makes people stupid and comfortable, and I would say that if you get too comfortable, you're going to have these lunatics rise up. All right, and again, We can't be having that. I guess we could see what happens in that aspect after how many X years. But I agree that we should need quite a few years in to see an actual Republican in for an X period of time and see on how well this performs and see what we get done. An actual Republican that gets stuff done, not just, random people. But, alright guys, that's it for my video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.